Gaming, or Amin if you want to call me that. You can call me whatever you want, but today we're going to be talking about a specific topic and it's Black Ops 3. So, latest news is that there's going to be a new game mode, a new difficulty added to Black Ops 3. What that difficulty is going to be? Realistic mode. So in campaigns, usually the only difficulties you get is recruit, normal, hardened, and veteran. Veteran is obviously the hardest one, but now they're trying to make it harder. Now, if you're like me and you've played Veteran before, Veteran's a pretty tough game mode, right? Like, it's like fast-paced, you gotta be everywhere, you gotta... Oh, sorry about that. You've gotta be everywhere for Veteran. You gotta be on point, your target's gotta be good. But in realistic mode, it's going to be like this. So it's only campaign thing. So if you're a PS3 gamer and you want to hear more about realistic mode and what it's going to be like for you, it's only on campaign, obviously. But the thing is, PS3 or last gen consoles do not get campaign at all. Pretty self-explanatory, right? They don't get campaign at all. And so it's not going to be available for any last gen consoles if you were hoping for it and your last gen. I'm sorry, I hope that they add it later on in the game to make it a little bit more fair for everyone, right? But realistic mode could be out of three things, right? It could be no health regen, and we'll talk about all these things after I tell you about them. It could be about no health regen. It could be about a one-shot kill. Or maybe a two-shot kill, right? And it could be high recoil. Now, high recoil, they would have to add some pretty dang tough recoil to make it look like a realistic thing. Like, you couldn't just be spray firing and eventually hit someone. You'd have to fire a bullet, like maybe 3 bullets at a time, then you gotta fire another bullet, right? Like that sort of thing. So that's really high recoil. Right. So now let's get on the other one. No health regen. So if there was no health regen, you'd have to play the game a lot stealthier than you would need to. You would you would probably not want to get shot. And yeah, it would be kind of like hardcore. Yeah. It could be like hardcore in campaign, which is one thing I didn't say. It could be like hardcore, a campaign style. And yeah, it could be like hardcore, no campaign and stuff. Or yeah, so if there was no health regen, you would have to stay pretty stealthy, not get shot by a lot of bullets, and I'm pretty sure no health regen would increase camping rates to a lot, because people like start camping and go like, hey, I gotta shoot this guy, hey, I gotta shoot this guy, right? And then there would be more of like a camping state, but then again, it wouldn't be like more of a camping state, because campers, they usually, half the time campers camp because they need to gain their health back. Trust me, I do that if my health is too low. Right, I hide in a little bit of a spot, wait for my health to get back up, and then I continue on. So that's just what I do. The last thing, one shot, one kill. This one's an interesting one, you know, because it could go one way or it could go a completely other way. No one would like the game anymore. It would be ridiculous. But obviously this is an optional choice, so you shouldn't really whine about one shot, one kill for realistic mode, unless you were planning on playing it, right? Yeah, so it would be like you would have to play extra stealthy, right? And yeah, you would have to play extra stealthy, and you would have to like be like a real soldier, like your life is at risk, right? And yeah. So now let's talk about the things that would happen if realistic mode was actually announced. There would be pretty much, if they want to make it so much more realistic, they gotta do one thing to the AI. They gotta make it so the AI doesn't see you coming. right? Like normally the AI knows what to do. It's computer. It's like made to know what's about to happen next, right? But this, it should do it where the AI won't know which way you're coming from, and the AI will have to basically spot you just like you would spot them. That could be another thing. And last thing would, and if there was a lot more recoil added, it would make the game like you can't spray and pray, right, anymore. Spray and pray would be like bad, because it would be like increased recoil, right? And yeah, and it would be like increased recoil, and you would have to really stay on your game to avoid that, right? Next thing, let's talk about more about the AI. So the AI would obviously be given less weapon buffs if there was no health regen. I mean, they wouldn't want you to like have the casual weapons where you can start shooting and you can just kill the person automatically. One shot, one kill. With one shot, one kill, it wouldn't matter what weapon you have. It would just be like you would die. Doesn't matter what weapon it is, you would die. But one thing they should do also, they should consider the fact that if you have a pistol, you wouldn't take as much damage. A pistol would be 2 to 3 shot. They gotta consider that, right? So they gotta make it like a fair-based game, you know? And they can't just make it, hopefully they don't make it like where it's just one shot, one kill, you're out, boys. GG, you had a good run. And yeah, so they can't just make it like that. That would be kind of unfair. You know, it wouldn't really give the player a chance. But obviously, if it was like this, the game would have got a lot more extreme. Right? The game would have got extremely extreme. Right? It would have been crazy to play, because it would have been so difficult that you wouldn't even know where an enemy is coming. So these were my thoughts on what's basically gonna happen. Leave your thoughts below of what you would appreciate about a new Black Ops 3 realistic mode. It's been Grave Gaming here, or Swag Much, or Ammon. Call me whatever you want. I'm out.